are. This is the second day of U.S. Open One Pocket. This is just the beginning of the first game between Mitch Ellerman and Warren Kiamco. Who broke? You know who broke? Warren broke. So this will probably, this left-hand pocket, I'm quite certain is Warren's. This is a winner's, no, this is a, I don't have the charts in front of me. This is a loser's match. The next match after this will be a winner's match, be Shane Van Boning, and I think everybody knows him, versus Ronnie Alcano, and just about everybody knows him. He's a former world 9-ball champion from the Philippines. Mitch is now a Las Vegas resident. And Warren Kiamco is pretty much a U.S. fixture these days, but he is also from the Philippines. Been a very stable, strong player from the Philippines. He just won the Andy Mercer, and I think that they said he won it 20 years ago also. That was a bar table event at the Rum Runner that was just last week. In fact, he double-dipped Shane. Shane has won the event 5 times. There's an intentional scratch. See that penny or dime or quarter? That means that he owes one. Standard procedure. Mitch is just kicking under. Straightforward safe. Easy to screw up. Yeah, so it... and there's a match at noon. There will be a match at 2:30, 5, and 7:30. And the same tomorrow. And then we'll be completed. The finals are, well, actually it's 5, I think, is the last match tomorrow. This is a $5,000 added tournament. First place is $3,000. Second place is, I'm sorry, first place is $6,000. Second place is $3,000. Then $2,000, then $1,000, which isn't bad for a $300 entry. 29 players. This is the first time we've had the events in Las Vegas. They will be here forever and a day. In fact, we'll be moving 5 U.S. Opens here and the Jay Swanson Memorial. We'll have the dates posted through 2025. We're going to post 7 years of dates, and that'll be happening in the next month or two. In addition, probably the big news is that Matchroom is now the head promoter of the U.S. Open 9-ball. It is being moved to Las Vegas, April of 2019, with approximately a $300,000 prize fund, is what I'm hearing. So I guess everybody should hold on to their hat, because I think Las Vegas is going to become one of the centerpieces of pool in America. And don't be afraid to share this. It's what makes all these things work. It's CueSports International. It's Facebook Live, CueSports International. And CueSports is one word, CueSports. Ooh. These are diamond tables. All diamond tables have a deep shelf. This table is 4 1/4. The standard tables are 4 1/2. This is 4 1/4. We also have a couple of 4 1/8. But they, if you don't hit them, they'll just sit there and laugh at you. And this shot that Mitch just was trying to kick in, he just thought it would fall, and it didn't. One pocket, to anybody that plays the game, they all say this is the best game. You know, it's just different than rotational pool. It combines so many aspects. It combines the aspects of straight pool and 8-ball, shot-making abilities of rotational, and the maneuvering and the mindset of chess. So it really is a great game. We put the banks and the one pocket together because they have so many similarities. And if you played the U.S. Open banks, it tunes you up because in one pocket, half the game is banks. So works well. So hopefully we'll create some more players for the event and just for the sport in general. And it's kind of nice because we don't start till noon, and that's that's not too bad for a pool player. And from noon to 9 is about when the action, the tournament play has been. The luxuries of a smaller field. This was limited to 48 players, and that's probably what it'll be next year too. See how tight these pockets are? He just touched that rail, and that was a nice slow speed. And that's one of the best players in the world. So now you won't feel so bad when you do it. That's been happening a lot. And one pocket does that. It puts you mentally out of stroke a little bit. Playing 9-ball, he's going to make that shot 100 out of 100. And Warren is an exceptional pool player. But judging from his play yesterday, he's dangerous, obviously. But he's really not a true one-pocket player. He could get there. He's just got to play it some more. And Peter Ghostine from Florida. He played in our U.S. Open one pocket, and I believe the straight pool when we had it in Windsor Locks, Connecticut 2 years ago. But you made a comment yesterday about, I'm not sure what it was, something about one pocket rules with time limits or something. I'm curious because I know you're you've studied it. And I'm just mentioning this now, so maybe you can contact me. I'm not into revamping everything, but I like to know what the options are. So if you get a chance, maybe send me a Facebook Messenger, and I have your phone number, but we'll, next week or so we'll chit-chat a little bit. I'd appreciate it. Not what he wanted to do. Not sure really what he was trying to do. I need to be on the other side of those two blue balls. Well, that sounds great. People familiar with pool, particularly the West Coast people, they all know who Mitch is. Mitch is an extremely strong player. Out of Phoenix, now living in Vegas. Won the Swanee a couple of years ago, came in second a couple of years ago, I believe. Won some of the U.S. bar table championships. Shoots very fast, very straight. Not a lot of just plays pool. You won't get a lot of static from him one way or the other. Takes care of business. And the match after this, which will be in about 2 hours, 2.5 hours, will be, well, now you start seeing some cute little shots. That's going to turn the game around. And you'll notice as this match continues, I think you'll find that Mitch will outmaneuver Warren. Warren and Donnie Branson had a tremendous match yesterday. Hill match. Warren actually had 6 balls, and Donnie Branson had a -1, and he came back to win the game. Never ran more than 2 balls. It was a grind. It was really a fun game to watch. And one pocket can be that way, although it can get boring sometimes too. There is a 3-foul rule in one pocket. 3 fouls, just loss of game. That's so somebody just doesn't foul. You foul, I foul, you foul. And pretty soon you got to make 22 balls, and I got to make 21. And now you got a marathon. So, and one of the issues in any tournament with one pocket is the length of the games, because I have known games to last, games, not matches, to last 3 hours. And that becomes unmanageable. I don't think that's what he wanted to do. He can bank that across. If he makes it, he should get 3 balls. Mitch needs 1. Warren needs 4. A lot of strategy in this game. You know, when you're behind on a game or a ball count, sometimes you just got to crank it up a little bit, play a little more aggressive. I noticed yesterday that they were undershooting a lot of the balls, probably just because, you know, it rained the other day, and tables may have slowed down just a little bit. Still. Little weak. Goes 2 rails, 3 rails, up and back. He's a little close. Too hard or too close, however you want to look at it. Yeah, he's he needed to be to the right about 18 inches. And then he could have taken his pick of the balls and probably made both of them. Those are the type of things that cost you games, particularly when your opponent needs 1 ball. He almost got in trouble. If that would have fallen in the side, Mitch would have had a free bank. And that's another stuff. That kind of stuff costs you games. Close. You'll see some great takeouts in one pocket, particularly on diamonds, because the pockets are tighter. And particularly on a 4 1/4 inch diamond versus the standard 4 1/2. The table they're playing on is 4 1/4 inch pockets. Cloth on these tables is far from new, but it's nowhere near worn out. We'll probably be putting new cloth on these again. Oh, say June 1st or so, because we've got the U.S. Open 8-ball and U.S. Open 10-ball going on mid-July. So somewhere in that range. That way they'll have 4 weeks or so on in play. I think this cloth's probably like 6 months old. We keep very, very good condition on the tables. In fact, the whole room's, it's one of the nicest rooms in the country, we feel. And we'll be doing a lot of upper level tournament promotions. 5 U.S. Opens, Jay Swanson Memorial, plus just the standard local type tournaments, you know, $1,000 added. We do an awful lot of Fargo rated events, so we'll be pushing those more and more all the time. So you can have like a 580 and under or 650 and under, and those types of things. So if you're ever in the area, come by and see us. And we are in Las Vegas, Decatur and Twain. For those familiar, it's the old Pool Sharks location. And yeah, what happened? Nothing. Good try. It's the old Pool Sharks location, which was a pool hall that was here for about 30 some odd years. You know, when you're knocking balls out and everything, what you have to do is be very, very minded of the defense. Mitch only needs one ball, so Warren is in a touch of a pickle. A little short. No, this isn't Toby's old room. Toby was affiliated with the Q Club, which is in the commercial center at basically 900 block, I believe, of East Sahara. Still there. They expanded. They used to be years ago very big, got a little smaller. Now they're back big again. So Henry Nojak is the owner of that room. Has been for, I don't know, they've been there like 30 years. And these are 4 1/4 inch pockets. The standard diamond is 4 1/2. And there's 4 other matches going on simultaneously. So if you're in the room or want to come down, it's free. But you have 5 different matches to watch. The reason this table, they play on this table, because this is the streaming table. It's a permanent setup. And at this level of play, I think you will ask most of them, they would prefer to play on the 4 1/4. We can't, you can't make 4 1/4 across the room because the amateurs, you know, they're just a little too tough. So I think that comment is probably unwarranted. But I understand what you're saying. All tournaments, and it would be nice if they're all on identical equipment, but you find that very, very seldom. I mean, some tournaments, the whole thing's played on gold crowns, and the finals are played on either a diamond or a Rasson or something. So that's, at least they're the same tables. And there's just certain constraints you have to have. A very nice shot by Mitch. Game ball. That was the first game. Mitch scores 1 game. Warren has 0 games. There is a race to 4. And whoever loses goes home. The winner is, they're not even in the money yet. This is probably maybe a 9th through 12th position, even maybe a touch higher. Could be 13th through 16th. If you want to look at the charts, ctsondemand.com, and they're updated after every round. I find it interesting that, you know, for years, one pocket was like a forgotten game. And Grady Matthews went around stomping all over the country and having events and kept the game alive. And over the years, it is getting more and more in popularity. There is a tremendous amount of one pocket being played out of this room. And for from $20 a game to unmentionable amounts per game. So, and it's nice. You know, we've never had an argument. one pocket breeds a little bit more mature of a player. And it just, it's a great game. It is the best game. Now, see, I'm just not sure what Warren is thinking. They were talking a little bit, and we can't hear him, but he's done that several times in the last few matches, and the cue ball just gets away from him. That was just totally unnecessary and totally expensive, and can't win when you do that. Well, Warren's played on this table as much as Mitch has, except Mitch does play here a little more often. Warren just doesn't know one pocket. He really doesn't. And you lose your sense of priority. It's a mental thing. Like that. I don't, just, unless he just couldn't see enough of the ball. If he was trying to make that ball, he overcut it a touch. Yeah, it is amazing. Years ago, if a fellow was a pool player, played all games. 8-ball, 9-ball. Wasn't much 10-ball then. Straight pool. Maybe a little bit of one pocket. And then everybody got into all they did was play rotation. And, they shot straight and ran racks and racks and racks. I'm glad to see that it's getting back to where the players have to become multi-dimensional, and I think it's terrific. It improves their ability to play all games, throwing 3 cushion, and pretty soon you get a well-rounded player that understands, and there's so much. Each game teaches you so much, and it makes just a better player. A good little shot. Could have been a little more aggressive if he'd have hit the other side of the 8 and banked it across, and then the rack would have protected the 8. Yeah, if you want to see the rules, rather than us explaining too much of them, they're pretty straightforward. You got to make 8 balls in your pocket before the person makes 8 balls in theirs and 8 balls in their pocket. But if you go to onepocket.org, you can read the rules. Or you can go to BCA Pool League, and we also have the rules. They're very similar. There's a couple of minor differences, I'm sure. It's alternating break. Three fouls, loss of game. You do not have to call the pocket or the balls. I don't care how you can go 18 rails and 4 balls later. If it gets into your pocket, you get it. Which doesn't happen very often. But it's, yeah, somebody said chess on a pool table. Very, very. That's a normal description. That one pocket is the chess game and pool, and they're right. And there's many, many similarities between bank pool and one pocket. Many differences, but still an awful lot of similarities, especially the defensive factor. One pocket, the beauty of one pocket is it's a game you can actually learn by watching. You know, 9-ball and 10-ball, you really can't learn. I mean, yeah, you learn the rules, but you're not going to really learn the moves because it's pretty straightforward. You know, the balls determine your patterns. Not so in one pocket or banks. But banks is so sensitive to speed and things like that because every ball has to be banked. One pocket is with the right players, it's really fun to watch. The breaker chooses the pocket. If they hit on the right side of the rack, then they get the left-hand pocket. They hit on the left side of the rack, they get the right-hand pocket. So just, and obviously it's always these two foot pockets. Combines a lot of aspects. Combines the safe of straight pool. Combines the shot making of 9 or 10 ball. And combinations. And speed control is critical in this game. And for all the newcomers that are just listening in, and first of all, we appreciate everybody. Wow. And that's what you see in this game, too. A little bit of rack picking and kick at it. You know, and he gave up nothing if he missed. Other than position, but he didn't. No. The match after this is Shane Van Boning versus Ronnie Alcano. This game is very possibly over. You need to know the rules and everything. Yeah, that's, wow. Wow. That's not supposed to be missed. Anyhow, the rules and everything, just go to our website, BCA Pool League, or go to onepocket.org. I encourage you to go to your local pool hall and play some one pocket. Yeah, Mitch threw away this game. Well, I'm not saying he threw it away, but he sure threw away the opportunity to have 2 games instead of just the one. Good try. Guess he's going to cut it in. That's the advantage you have when you shoot straight. Well, he protected the safe factors. What happened there? But you have to. You know, things can miss. You can't sell out. There's that rail first kick. A lot of cute little shots in one pocket. Tracy Badger. That's a really nice statement you made. Tracy's an old friend of mine from Alaska. And if you're in the chat, you should read what she wrote. That's kind of cool. I like that. And it's very accurate. How does a girl learn so much about one pocket? Ha ha. Ball count is 4-4. Game count is Mitch Ellerman 1, Warren Kiamco none in a race to 4. Okay, I'm back. Had to do something. Wow. That's what you call pocket speed, I reckon. It was almost a good shot, but cue ball went a little too far. Let's see what he does. There's that rail first shot again. And look where cue ball went. But when Mitch missed that 7 ball, I believe it was a 7 ball, he let Warren back in the game. So the ball count is 5 for Mitch, 4 for Warren. First one to make 8 wins. He has to be very careful on what he leaves Mitch. This is where imagination, you just got to be able to see what to do. And a lot of people do different things. But I think that's probably the right thing to do. What a great shot. Ball count is 5-5. Yeah, the Asian kid, Warren Kiamco, one of the best players in the world. Nice little shot there. Gets the ball in front of his hole and makes it unseeable, but he'll kick at it. Possibly kick off the 2 rails and bank it across. Got to be careful of the double kiss, though. All right. He just did not get greedy, and that's probably a good thing. And I don't know how old Warren is, but 20 years ago he won, I believe he won the Andy Mercer tournament, and he just won it 2 weeks ago. So I'm thinking he's like mid to late 40s, 46, 48, something like that. But in standards to some of them, he's still a kid. Well, table 20 is the table they're playing on. So yeah, the score is Mitch has 1 game, Warren has none, and the ball count this game is 5-5, and there's 5 balls obviously remaining on the table. This is just the second game. I responded to that because you called me sir. Ha ha. Thanks, George. Do you win money? Yeah. First place is $6,000. Second place is $3,000. Third place is $2,000. Fourth place is $1,000. Fifth and sixth, $500 each, and seventh and eighth is $250 each. Entry fee was $300 plus some assorted fees, so it was a total of $350. But it's just about 20 to 1 on your money. 5,000 at it, 29 players. And this is around the, we missed a year, but I believe this is the 15th U.S. Open, one pocket. Now that we have a permanent home, we'll start coordinating things like that. And another month or two, we're going to be publishing the dates of all the U.S. Opens and the Swanee through 2025. So everybody will know the dates way in advance. I think it's great when everybody turns into the stream, and you can tell by the questions that there's a tremendous amount of people that they're just not familiar with one pocket or banks, so this is a chance for them to learn something. All right, I'm back. Multitasking here. Now, if you just shoot these like it's a 9-ball rack, you'll be fine. And that one pocket will stall you out. It's a whole different mindset. This is game ball. First one to win 8. And there you have it. So Warren takes game number 2. Notice he double checking the count, but Mitch probably said it was right because you don't want to miscount because you start disturbing the balls. You've, depending on how sticky the rules are, but you will lose the game because you've disturbed the table. If you just tapped one ball and moved it at an inch, fine. But if you usually they start racking the balls up and then you can't restore it. Score is 1-1 in a race to 4. This is a loser's side match. If you need information on one pocket, we have the rules on our site, but really a better resource is onepocket.org. Kalamazoo was great, and Matt Rosendahl, when he ceased operations of the one pocket, nice sort of way of just gave the name to me so we could keep going, and so we've been running them every year since 2004 or 5. And now that we have a permanent place here, where the plaques are at the printers right now, putting plaques up for all the winners for all the past years, and but Matt was instrumental in keeping the thing going. He started off in the pool room. What was the name of it? Players Underground or something like that, and then he moved it to a hotel. And I've never really discussed it with him, but chances are that was the end of that, just because of the expenses. The expenses of putting on a pool tournament, especially when you have to do it in outside of a pool room, are astronomical. And anybody that thinks that a promoter is making money running pool tournaments in hotels is out of their friggin' mind. They should try it. If it's so lucrative, there'd be tournaments everywhere. Why aren't they making any of the shots? Okay. Just watch, please. But anyhow, Matt Rosendahl, the one pocket people owe him a great recognition. Between him and Grady Matthews and a few other people, it's like I say, the match after this would be Ronnie Alcano and Shane Van Boning, and you'll see two different styles, but both of them are extremely capable players. Yeah, this is the table closest to the door, the one with 10 lights and 3 cameras permanently mounted. Well, I think Warren got Mitch's attention. Hey, Omar. There's an awful lot of good players in the chat, and I think that's cool. Should come by and watch. And we've been mentioning that we'll be having all the U.S. Open titles are now going to be in Vegas, which is really cool. We'll be doing the one pocket and the banks, 8-ball, 10-ball, and bringing the U.S. Open straight pool back to Las Vegas. But in addition, Matchroom has just taken over control of the U.S. Open 9-ball, and it's moving to Vegas effective 2019 April. with a huge prize fund. I mean, it's crazy. The 9-ball prize fund will probably equal more than the other 5 that we do. But, you know, that's all we can do. But so that's going to be exciting. My goal is to make Las Vegas pool capital of America. And we're off to a good start. We opened the room up about a year and 3 months ago. Careful. Speed is so critical in this game. Warren's trying to protect those 3 balls because they're near his pocket. And Mitch is trying to get him over to his side. But this one's pretty simple. He just lags in behind it. Moves him a little further away. They do play fast for 1 pocket. Mitch is an extremely fast. You ought to see him playing 9-ball or 10-ball sometimes. And they're both very strong players. And anybody that has a problem really understanding what's going on in 1 pocket, I suggest you go to like YouTube, somewhere like that. Watch a couple of games. Go to onepocket.org, and they have a forum, just like AZ Billiards does. And there's the 1 pocket forum, and there's a lot of times they'll say, "What would you do?" WWYD, and it'll have a screenshot of a match play between 2 known players or whatever, and say, here's what there was, and what would you do? And then it'll discuss it, and 20 different players will throw in their opinions, and then it'll show what did happen. There's also some great books on it. Tom Worth has come out with a book that's getting really, really, really good reviews. A Game of Controlled Aggression. In fact, Tom Worth was supposed to come out here. He's one of the better East Coast players, but really good as an instructor in the philosophy of the game. And the dude went and got pneumonia, so he'll be here next year. And we appreciate the comments on the quality of the stream. We look out. Warren is not scratching as much, but he's on track to scratch, and that's dangerous. But he's had some difficulty with keeping the cue ball in line. But we've got 100 meg up and down, and you got to have a good stream. You're not going to get anywhere. I mean, that's the foundation. Sometimes things are beyond everybody's control, but chances are, if you're having a problem, it is probably at your end. This is where there's just some cute little shots. Just, got to be really careful, but if it just gets it to the rail. Oh, no. Well, he did. Well, look here. See, he still got it up there. See? Perfect. What a nice shot that was. Remember, Mitch's pocket is on the left hand. And now, if Warren had been fortunate enough to have a ball or two in his pocket, Mitch would be in really trouble. Now he's not. So that's a nice little shot. You have to play a little bit of aggression. So he moved the ball towards his hole, but he hit it. So Warren can't get to it. I think the big guns, there were 16 of them playing at the Scotty Townsend event. It was a $1,000 entry with $5,000 added. This was a $300 entry with $5,000 added. Different style of tournament. Theirs was a little, I'm glad to have them. I just wish they weren't on the same week, same days. It's not really conducive to the players, but out of our control. Another reason why the one pocket is such an interesting game, you might be able to beat the brains out of a guy playing 9-ball, and he's going to torture you playing one pocket. It's just a different style of skill. So, no, we don't have the ability to go between two tables. Lighting is critical, and this table has, I think it's 9 or 10 lights over it. Got probably 3 times the light that the other tables do. And these are stationary cameras. You can't afford to do things that require much manpower because your payroll eats you up. Well, Mitch finally got a ball towards his pocket. And, there's a lot of maneuvering, and that was a 10 shot exchange. Notice what happened. 10 shots ago, there's 3-4 balls around Warren's pocket. They are all gone. Game count is 1 apiece. The ball count is 5 balls for Mitch, 0 for Warren. And this is a race to 4. This is a loser's side match. And the game immediately after this, well, it's scheduled for 2:30. So, but if this one runs over or whatever, so anyhow, the next game on the TV table will be Shane Van Boning and Ronnie Alcano. I am not that familiar with Ronnie Alcano's one pocket game, but as good as he plays, you know he's going to be dangerous. Former world champion. nice little shot, whether it goes in or not. Well, that's as good as going in. Almost. If Warren can make it, then it's not. Because if that would have fallen, Mitch would have gotten a few. Okay, he can get through there. Mitch has 6 balls. Probably going to do the same shot again. See, Warren has a problem. He's got all those balls on his side, but they're in the way of each other. There's no bank lane. You know, and that's what you have to watch out for. So you can, you know, it's kind of screw your buddy time at times in this game. So he needs to shake those up without selling out. Although if he got it, if Mitch was to scratch, then Warren could probably get a couple of those out of there. See, that was a nice little touch. Gets a ball back up on the spot. Warren can't get to it. But keep in mind, Mitch only needs 2 balls. If anything, Mitch should be pushing everything upstream to where Warren can't run balls. Because if you make a mistake, get bad roll, whatever, you know, the guy can always do some damage, but you don't want him to win the game. So if there's clusters or things like that, so this way Mitch can win from here. It'd be very tough for Warren, except the balls are starting to move and break apart a little bit. So if Warren was to get a free shot, very possibly could do damage. We also have some, you know, Mitch moved here maybe a year ago. Oscar Dominguez just moved here like a month ago. And so we're going to be trying to get some good action matches coming together here. And if at all possible, there'll be free streams and free admittance. When we do the U.S. Open 8-ball and U.S. Open 10-ball, they probably will be pay-per-view just because the amateurs are in town at the Rio, and we can't hold enough people to make it function right. We'll just get, and you know, the expenses are huge because they're 10,000 added each. So, but everybody will be posted. It's interesting. There is a banner that says 2018 U.S. Open One Pocket. And the scoreboard's in the right-hand corner. I'm not sure what you're looking at, sir. But it's also modern technology. Sometimes what I see is different than what you see. I'm not sure. Sarcasm. Is that an Arizona word? almost got himself in trouble. The pocket is determined at the break. If you break from the right-hand side, the left-hand side is your pocket, and vice versa. It's to the breaker makes that decision, so you just have to be aware of what's going on or analyze it. For instance, that ball is going towards Warren's pocket. So Warren has the right-hand pocket, and Mitch has the left-hand pocket. Subject to change every game. One pocket is alternating breaks. The advantage of the break is generally accepted to be at least one ball. If you make a ball on the break, it is a re-rack. The first time we've done that. Too many, just don't want the possibility of any accusations of anybody being a mechanic. People are getting way too knowledgeable on racking the balls, so you just eliminate the issue. See, there's two different games going on here. Mitch needs 2, Warren needs 7. Mitch's primary job here is to make it to where Warren cannot make 7 at any time in a continuous inning. So Mitch has several different options. But you don't want to sell out. He's in a commanding lead. If nothing else, he can just pound everything upstream. Upstream is at the opposite end of the table. Or you can just, shoot off angled cuts and dribble them in. Mitch needs 1. My goodness, Mitch needs 1. Notice what he did. Well, he had to. Because if he just makes the ball, Mitch wins. So he makes it and follows it in. So the ball that goes in is spotted. And then Warren has to spot one for the penalty of scratching. So 2 balls went up. If he didn't have a ball to spot, he owes a ball. In this case, he did have one to spot. So the ball count is now 7-0. There it is. Boom. Notice how fast and relaxed Mitch plays. He just makes up his mind and just execute. 2 games to 1. Mitch Ellerman over Warren Kiamco. This is a race to 4. I can't see the scores or anything on the other tables, so it's and it gets awkward, and nobody would know what I'm talking about. So we're just a short crew and streaming one table at a time, doing the best we can. Okay.
I just said hi.
Oh, hi. No, you're right. It is. This is a loser's match. It is a race to 3. I said 4. It's a race to 3. Loser side is a race to 3. Make sure the players are aware of that. All right. And I've been saying it's a race to 4, and shame on me. I was thinking banks. We played 4 and 4 on the banks. No, the loser side is a race to 3. So, Mitch is on the hill. Well, that's going to keep somebody honest. There's a couple basic rules in one pocket. Generally, don't put the cue ball opposite of the pocket. In other words, don't put the cue ball against the rack, aiming towards the person's pocket, because there's liable to be some cute little shot in there somewhere. If they can just push a lot of balls their way, you got to be, well, what's going to happen here? Well, he's going to be. See, now you got one on each side of the pocket. That's a very good position for Mitch. Mitch's pocket is on the right. Yeah, a lot of discussion on clocks. Nobody's ever figured it out. Well, they can say they've figured it out, but I haven't seen anybody where it will work under all circumstances. I have never personally played or been around one pocket played with a chess clock concept, but I'd like to try it. I think it has potential. But there's only a few players. I mean, look at these guys. They sure don't need a shot clock. But some players play extremely slow. I think AccuStats had an old match. I think it was Hopkins and Varner or something like that. I think it was a 3-hour game. Well, it's fun to watch as long as they're not taking 3 minutes a shot. But the problem being is it just kills the tournament. The bracket's now a couple hours late. So that's just not acceptable. This is a race to 3. It is a loser's side match. The winner's side is still a race to 4. So after this match, you'll have Ronnie Alcano and Shane Van Boning, winner's side match. Playing race to 4. There's only 4 people left on the winner's side, I believe. And my memory tells me it's Shane, Ronnie Alcano, Brandon Schuff. I'm trying to remember. If you want to see the brackets, go to ctsondemand.com. Yeah. Left him a little poke there. Cue ball just going to get stuck. See, that was a pretty creative little shot. And he could have, if he got fortunate enough to put that ball closer to the center of the pocket, Warren being a little tougher action. And there's always interesting concepts towards one pocket. Years ago, there was a, they play one pocket tournaments to say 23 balls. So what that means is when you play the game, you don't play till first person to win 8 balls and then that game's over. You continue the game. So there's value. In fact, the last time I played in a tournament like that, Jose Perica ran 15 balls in one pocket. So now he only needs 8. The other guy still needs 23 balls. So it gives you a lot more value for the value of the balls at the end game. And it's just an interesting concept, just a different way of addressing it. Mitch made a ball in the wrong pocket, but look where he ended up. For position, he has 2 balls next to his pocket. Warren can get behind it, just hit rail first. I think you're right. No. Donnie lost to Oscar Dominguez late last night. Donnie played a really good game. In fact, Donnie's the one that put Warren Kiamco on the loser side. Donnie's another local. I mean, he's been here, I don't know, 5 years, 6 years. See? Just a cute little touch, watching how the balls line up. So there's 2 balls. Warren's trying to figure out, what do I do? Which, I mean, he's got several options, but they're not really, I mean, he needs to get those balls out of there. He's pretty creative, though. You never know, and it's hard to tell from here. Rail first. Got to be careful of the scratch, but he just hits it. See, but looky, see? I didn't think they were lined up good enough to do that. But I'm sitting in a chair. Very creative. You'll see a lot of balls banking into the rack, banking into kiss off the rack to tickle the balls, and it just, you get some real creative things. That's the beauty of this game. I left before they finished that game between Gus and Alcano, but Alcano did win. I believe, in fact, I know for a fact it was that was a winner's side match. So the game count was 3-3, and the ball count was 4-4. There was one ball remaining, and the ball was on the spot, and the cue ball was in the pocket in the far corner, corner hooked, and Alcano elevated his cue, fired it, I guess 100 miles an hour, kicked at the ball, and it banked 2 rails into his hole. And that's how he won. So he got very, 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 very fortunate to beat Gus. That would be a TV table. I mean, that would want to be those replay shots if it was. Sounds like an amazing shot. This is just a speed shot. Nip the 8, bring the cue ball right into the rack. So he leaves it out there, he leaves the bank. However, Mitch probably couldn't shoot the bank because then he'd leave an 1 ball. So he just brings it back into the rack. A little on the high side of the rack, but Mitch is not going to shoot that 6. Creative. Boom. Can't see it from here. You have to be able to be a rack picker. Mitch is capable of winning any tournament he plays in, but I don't expect him to really. I don't know. I mean, he wins this. There's only going to be 2 people undefeated, and he's one of them. So, and odds are he'll be playing Shane. From the looks of it, well, he just feathered that ball. As in any pocket billiard game, after contact, something has to hit a rail or go in the pocket, or it's a foul. It's a foul. But that one, he did just graze that ball, and the cue ball hit the rail. And this is the loser's side match, so it is a race to 3. I'm sorry. Yeah, Mitch is on the loser side. I was wrong. I don't have the chart in front of me. Kind of an error, but we just. So he has to go all the way through the loser side to get to the finals. He's got a long road. Yes. Race to 3 on the loser side. Mitch didn't play in the bank pool. He was signed up at the last minute to play in the 1 pocket. Just look at where white ball is. You know, you keep a guy, you paralyze him if you keep him like. I mean, Warren just every shot's a bunt or this or that, and then if you finally get a nice long straight in shot, the arm doesn't work too well. Correct. Snooker doesn't. That's not. I don't. I guess it's personal, but it's. I didn't call it. Don't consider it really a pocket billiard game because it's completely different. Carom games, pocket billiard games, and snooker, 3 divisions. The Brits have done it again. There is no double dip in this tournament. The finals is a single race to 5. Several reasons for that. If it really was a true double elimination with these games, you could have the final. If it was ended up being a 2 out of 3, you could be playing. It could be a 10, 12-hour match, and it's just not acceptable. Yeah, standard safe. Some players would hit that a little stiffer and hit both rails and bank that ball across to their own hole because the position of the balls would have allowed that pretty much. Well, he needs to get that striped ball away from Mitch's hole. Oh, no good. Sure, he was trying to be a little aggressive, not bad, but he needed to hit that strike ball coming out, and he just missed it. Not good at all. He'll just bank that across. If he's successful, he'll shoot the one ball. Speed's really important here. Warren is quickly finding himself in trouble. This is a race to 3. Mitch has 2 games. Warren has 1. Wow. If that ball would have fallen, the game was over. Mitch has 5. That would have been 6. The stripe would have been 7, and he probably would have nipped these other balls and gotten 8. But he didn't. Scores 5-1. Warren's going to have to make that ball. Take that stripe and get it, hit the short rail first and get it out of dodge. Out of dodge, but out of play. Out of play balls favor Mitch. Guess he needs much fewer balls. Well, he gave Warren error here. That was a little unnecessary. As good as Warren shoots, if he uses the 9-ball shot stroke, he'll make that, maybe get shape on the 9, hard to say. Okay, went for the 7 or whatever it is. This is probably the only way that Warren can win. He basically has to just pocket balls. He's frustrated. He actually hit the table. That cue ball was supposed to move 1 more foot to the right. And he almost missed the 9. I mean, he hit right on the face, way out there. So. Cannot use a jump cue in one pocket. Nice. You can jump with a full cue. At one shot. See, now he's starting to pocket balls. Oh. That one little mistake that Mitch made, leaving him that thin cut on the ball there, is put Warren back in the game. Score is 6-5. Interesting. Wow. That adds a little element. Got to be careful, double hitting the ball and all that kind of stuff. Six to 6. This is a must-win game for Warren, or he's out of the tournament. If Warren wins this game, there is one more game, because it's a race to 3. Got plenty of options, but the key here is whatever he does, he cannot leave a bank shot. It'd be nice if he could get something on his side of the table, just to keep Mitch honest. Oh, well, cue ball was drifting towards the pocket, double kissed, and so he left a bank on the 8 ball. He could win from here, especially with him hitting low ball like that. Wow. If he hadn't tapped that ball, a real good possibility he made the 8, and then look where he'd had. Well, it wouldn't have been quite there because the 8 hit it, but he'd been close enough. A lot of momentum swings in one part. I mean, one itsy bitsy little error could be huge. Depends upon the capabilities of your opponent. You get some of these guys, you just don't even give them air, and they're a magician. That's a respectable shot. If it would have been inside the diamond, it would have been a little more treacherous, but it still keeps him in play. Somebody needs 2 balls. 2 balls to win. There's a total of 3 on the table. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. What are we doing here? He's got to be bringing the cue ball down here, but he's got to be... Wow. Yeah. Oh, almost. I'm not sure if he's going to try to cut that in or not, but it's a possible shot. And if he hits it over, it should be reasonably safe. He doesn't like it. Listen, he knows what he's doing. Oh. And almost a scratch. Warren's extremely fortunate that Mitch hit that 8, double kissed it. And I mean, he just feathered it. He's just going to hit the 10, 2 rails it out. Yeah. That's what you have to do. Now at least he's got a ball on his side. Gives him a little bit of hope. But Mitch isn't going to let him have a shot at it. So. But when you do that, you can control what your opponent's going to do because he can't leave a ball in play. So in that fashion, you can control your own destiny by controlling your opponent. That's why it has the aspect of chess. Wow. Left him a window. Pretty creative. If he would have made that, or maybe it just wasn't that creative, it was a pretty good shot, but a little ballsy to shoot it perhaps, but that's because he knows, in theory, he knows where the balls are going. But if he makes that, game's over. Oh, Mitch is going to shoot it and try to take the 8 out. Playing 10 ball, he makes that all day long. Warren's not happy. The 10 or the striped ball's frozen to the rail. Really restricts what it can do. This is the aspect where one pocket can get very, very interesting. It can also get very, very boring if they're not careful. But you've got 3 balls in play. They've been all over the table. And somebody needs 2 of them. And this is a race to 3. This is the U.S. Open 1 pocket. This is a loser's match. Winner's side is a race to 4. Winner of this tournament gets $6,000. Second place is $3,000. Third place is $2,000. Fourth place is $1,000. 29 players. Good payout for 29 players. $300 entry into the prize fund. The next U.S. Opens we have will be the 8 ball and the 10 ball. And there'll be the dates during the July extravaganza at the Rio, the CSI World Championships. That's our amateur, the BCA Pool League and USA Pool League. 300 players, 6,000 players, whatever. 60 vendors, 60 booths, not 60 vendors. And we have 2 more matches after this match. And then tomorrow we have 4 matches. I believe it's 4. Could be 3. It starts at noon. So tell everybody you know. So let's see if we can get some numbers and viewership. And then we're also planning on having some challenge matches here. So plenty of things going to be going on at Griff's. It's in Las Vegas, the old Pool Sharks location. Very nice room, non-smoking, all diamonds. Close, but no cigar. Well, Warren shoots these pretty good. He just may slide that across, because if he makes it, he's supposed to be out. Got to be a little careful he doesn't, leave too much. Yeah, he's got to shoot 1 rail because he's pretty good at these shots. And this is a 1 pocket shot. If you can't make these or get them in the pocket, you're in trouble. But by being aggressive and keeping the 8 ball reasonably close to the pocket, Mitch could shoot the stripe, but it's hard to say. It's a finesse shot. I don't think he's going to cut that. It's too risky. Just taking the 8 out. Yeah. Speed was way off. I find that slow, long matches is normally not caused by, people talking about this spotting room. Well, wow. And look I mean, he 2 strokes it, away he goes. But the games that really screw up the schedule and are extremely slow, it's because the players are slow, not because of the game. They're taking a minute a shot. But extremely long games can raise havoc. Oh, hey, Jay Halford, what's up, man? Race to 3 on the loser side. Yeah, here, jump on. We have another expert in the booth, and that's because he's in the booth and not on the table.
Thanks to you, I was busy for a while.
Yeah, well. Yeah, this is a race to 3. They're under hitting almost. They're just falling short. I think the table's slowed up the last day or so. It rained that one day, and it's kind of changed the dynamics. Mitch has 2 games.
I see. And he's, it's tied 6-6.
Yeah.
Oh, this is a great part of the game right here.
Yeah.
Last 3 balls.
Well, and Mitch had him 6-0.
Really?
And made a little itsy-bitsy error.
This is on the winner's side, though, right?
No, this is the loser side.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So the race to 3.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mitch had him in jeopardy. And still does, actually.
Yeah.
I just got knocked out by Trey Kane from Phoenix. Very good player.
Yeah, he's a good player. And he dressed appropriately this event. Had a suit and tie. Or a vest.
Yeah.
Yeah, not you. You dress like a bum. You're a real pool player.
I brought out my collared shirts for you, and dress pants and nice slacks. I read your dress code.
The guidelines.
Everybody has followed it. What I've noticed is everybody's got collared shirts.
Yeah.
Nobody's wearing jeans.
Yeah. We had to crack down a little bit because the bank, they were a little careless or cautious, but that's okay.
Warren's got a chance here, doesn't he?
Yeah. So what do you think about the U.S. Open 9-ball coming here? Isn't that pretty cool?
Amazing.
It's going to change.
Amazing.
It's going to change the format or the landscape, I guess is the term.
I'll tell you what, it spun my head around when one day Pat Fleming announces the international U.S. Open 9-ball, and the very next day, Matchroom says, well, they're going to do the U.S. Open 9-ball.
Yeah.
Of course, Pat could have his event this year, and then next year, but
the real advantage of doing a huge event like that is you do them over and over again, so you build up this legacy and
right.
And looky here.
Hill.
Yep. Now remember, Mitch had him 6-0.
Yeah, he's going to regret that.
Yeah, and it was just a little. It was a freaky little thing. He just got a little cute, a little careless. I mean.
You lose concentration for a moment.
Oh, it's and then he went for a couple of these shots and jarred him up or whatever. And
well, what's vitally important here, Mark, is who has this last break. Do you know who broke first?
Yeah, Warren did.
Big advantage to Warren right now.
Well, you can say that, But the first 2 games or so of it, the break service was broken. Broke service, yeah, they broke serve.
Yeah.
So the non-breaker won the first couple of games. So it's
Listen, I want to give you a shout out while I'm sitting next to you here. I know I've said privately, but this is absolutely one of the nicest pool rooms in the whole country. It's the nicest one I know of out west, and you've just done a remarkable job here.
Thank you.
I like the food. We had great pizza. We've been eating here every day. We had breakfast here today. You serve good breakfast here. Parking is easy.
Yeah,
There's
good
a nice
parking.
parking lot. You have easy access from a lot of. I like the fact that it's off the strip and it's not where it's. The traffic is not bad out here on
No,
Decatur and Spring Mountain.
Yeah, it's good. It's a good location.
I'm staying all the way downtown, and I came straight out Charleston and up Decatur, and I
Boom.
get here in 15 minutes.
Yeah.
I don't have to get on any freeways or anything like that. So, it's all pluses here, and I know people have been talking about it. A lot of guys are here for the first time, and they want to come see Griff's because they've heard about it. And for all you people out there, when you come to Vegas for your various events like the BCA or the APA or all come by and see this pool room. This is a beautiful place. Great tables, great equipment, great food.
Non-smoking.
Yeah, non-smoking.
And in theory, we've got machines. They're waiting for one last piece of paper, and then we'll have
Now,
the video poker machines.
That'll be video poker.
Yeah.
Oh, that'll be great
Yeah.
for you.
Yeah,
That'll be great.
they installed them. They just can't turn the switch on yet.
They're probably saving me money this weekend because I like to play video poker.
Oh, well, I'm gonna complain to the gaming company and say Jay Helvert says you cost me $40 million. Look at the tournaments we could have if you went off for that kind of money.
Ooh, God.
So I guess I have to get Jay to gamble a lot, or I have to win the lottery. Probably the odds are the same, aren't they?
I'm still playing 20 a game, Mark.
I hear you.
Last time we played, we did bet $50.
Yeah, you beat
I
me.
remember.
That's-
Yeah, it was a one-game set.
Yeah, yeah. At
That-
hard time at
Hollywood.
Yeah.
Mark, that game lasted 2 hours.
That was.
We were
8
both
years
worn
ago?
out.
8
They were.
years
I
ago?
don't know. We were young then.
Yeah.
Well, let's see. The all-important
Here we
break.
are. Yep. Well, somebody's got to win this game.
I like he's breaking from that side. This is a nice break. Look at that break.
That's much better. The previous breaks, he was coming up way short. He was entering between the first and second diamond.
When you get a ball on each side of your corner pocket, that makes it just that much tougher. That's a delaying tactic there, but look at this. The 10 ball kicked out. Warren can bank that ball towards his hole and protect the cue ball.
Yeah, just watch how fast Mitch makes up his mind what he's going to do. And he's such a, he's dangerous. He's I don't know if the word's tight. He just, a lot of shots he usually makes, he's just not. The table's changed in the last day or two.
Well, Mitch is a great shot maker normally.
Yeah. But Warren's got the advantage at this point.
Big advantage right here. Let's see. That's okay. That's okay. Even if he doesn't make it, that's okay. Well, Mitch is out in the open, though. He needed to hide that cue ball behind the stack.
Yeah,
Mitch can do things here. He'll probably shoot the 4 into the 10. Don't be surprised. I don't know what he's looking at there.
Is he going to go come in behind off the short rail, bank it across, or just?
No, I think he'll come straight at it. Let's see. Oh, look at that.
He got hurt there.
Look at this. Look at this.
Yeah, but he was trying to play that ball off of the little combo.
Yeah.
That's how sophisticated was that shot.
He actually made a nice clearance there. He just hit it too hard. You notice how he got both balls out? He hit the bottom side of both balls. That was an excellent shot, but boy, Warren's got a huge advantage right here.
Oh, yeah.
He's got a lot of balls out in the open.
And this is the only way, I said last game, the only way Warren can win is you got to run the balls like he's playing 9-ball. He's not a very good one-pocket player. He gets out-moved, but he's still a very dangerous shot maker, short 2, 3, 4 balls, but he was struggling.
You leave him around the balls like this, and you're in trouble.
Yeah, you're supposed to be in trouble.
Get the 5, get the 10, come on over here for this 7 ball on the bottom rail. He got a little straighter on the 5 than he wanted, but he should be okay. He's trying to decide if he wants to go across table for the 7 or come back up for the 10.
Yeah.
And he's got a stretch here. Oh, he's looking at shooting the 10
Yeah,
first.
he's going to shoot 10 first. Is what I
That's
think.
what
All he's going to do is miss this whatever ball it is.
7. I don't know about that shot
And
because
come around.
Because if he bumps the 7, he's
Well,
dead.
He could get in trouble if he bumps the 7.
Why wouldn't he shoot the 5 and just draw the ball off the side?
See,
wherever
my philosophy is keep it simple.
Yeah.
But if he's,
Let's see. He doesn't have much angle on the 5. That's the problem. He'd rather have a little bigger angle, but from our point of view on the screen, it looks like he's got an angle. No, he's shooting the 10. This is. I don't know if he can get around the 7. He might go below it and then around like that. Let's see. Oh, he did get around. Look at this. He hit this ball good. Well, see, he had a better angle than we thought.
Well, he had a better angle last time on the 5 too.
Yeah. Now he's straight on the 5.
Yeah. Now he's got to power it. Yeah, he went too far. He went 2 feet too far, maybe 3.
Yeah, he'd like to stop and shoot that other stripe, whatever it is, the 14 ball, I think. I don't know what he can do from the 5 ball here.
I don't know if he can bank that 6 or not. We can just no. We just got to try to come back.
Does he want to try to cut this stripe ball in?
That's pretty.
Well, he's going to run into the balls.
Yeah.
Now, if the cue ball will slide off that pack
Yeah. If he
over
can,
to the other side, then he's all right.
if
He
he's-
can shoot it.
Yeah, you can't tell from this angle, but he must be able to because that's what he's got to do. Yeah.
Look at this. Look at this. Everything's opened up now.
Yeah.
Everything is opened up. That worked perfectly.
Needs
Cue
4
ball's-
balls.
Yeah, the cue ball's close to the rail, so it's going to be hard for him to do much with it. He may have to shoot this
He has
combination.
to play the combination.
Yeah, it looks like that ball on top, that 6 ball won't go by. Yeah, he's shooting
Even
this
if he
8 into the 7.
if he shoots it soft, he doesn't even have to make it.
You're right. It's a great safety if you hit it soft. Well, he didn't hit it soft.
Nope.
He's good. He's good. He's real
See,
good.
and this is the beauty of one pocket. Mitch basically had him crucified last game, and Mitch is walking home if he's not careful, you know.
Oh, Warren's got him here. Draw back on the 8, and then draw behind these other balls here. Looks like the 9 ball go.
Yeah, I'd have gone broke on this match. I'm
No,
glad I
he's
have a
gonna-
policy of not betting on my own matches.
He's going to go around. He's going to go all the way around that 3 ball in
Yep.
the middle of the table.
Well, he needs 2, so he needs them both.
Yeah, he'll make this ball and then go
Yeah.
around the 3.
Huh.
Ooh, he almost hung that one up.
He's been hanging balls up like that for 2 days. So, yeah, and that's what's been amazing. And it's just, I tell people, one pocket will put you out of stroke for making balls. You know, you'll make them all day long.
Yeah, when you play safeties for half
Yep.
an hour.
You'll make them all day long playing 9 ball.
Well, he's got a long shot here.
But it's all you got, no shape. All you got to do is make it. Like that.
There you go.
All right, that's it. CJ,
Thank you, Mark.
Yeah, well, that was short and sweet, wasn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So you got Shane coming up.
Shane and Ronnie Alcano, winner's side.